The parenthood transition. Parenthood, no doubt, is a major transition in a person's life, whether the husband or the wife. It's a major milestone that brings about very significant changes in the married couple's life. Parenthood does not mean giving birth to children alone. It means a major change, alteration, and modification in one's lifestyles, one's responsibilities, and one's time management and organizational skills. So how do we learn to become parents? Because becoming a parent involves a lot of responsibility and a lot of performance of new roles that we had learned and that we may probably not had learned. So how do we do that? Parenthood is also learned through the socialization process in many ways. We see that there are so many things that take place during the socialization process that tell us how a parent should be behaving. Different features and different factors have an effect on parenthood. For example, we learn about parenthood from our own family experiences. We as children saw other small children. We saw our parents, how they behaved, how our relatives behaved as parents. So that gives us quite a lot of knowledge. And then our involvement with others' children. When we play with other people's children, we behave with them, we help them, we support them, we teach them. So all these things tell us a lot about small children. Then some people, today many parents-to-be, they read a lot about parenthood. A lot of things about being a mother, a lot of things about being a father. So what we know and what we should be knowing about becoming a parent is also available in many books and on the social media. Education and folklore also tell us about parenthood. So these are the various sources through which we learn how we should be behaving and how we should be performing as parents. Parenthood, the early sociological thinkers and perspectives looked at parenthood as a state of crisis. That is, when a young couple, married couple, they are in a difficult situation in many ways, something that they wanted, becoming a parent, but at the same time, it is a challenging task. The first-time parents who have had their first child, they may come across and encounter many problems. Some of these problems are experienced in the very initial stages, but some of these problems may be experienced in the coming weeks, months, and maybe years. Anxiety and uncertainty are two major problems that these parents may experience. Anxiety and uncertainty is experienced even before the birth of the child. And once they have had the child, they have different types of anxiety and uncertainty once again. Then there are some other issues that parents also experience. For example, lack of confidence, especially mothers who are in the very initial stages after the childbirth. They may experience postpartum depression also. They feel a loss of and lack of self-confidence. There are strains of parenthood. There are responsibilities. The sleep pattern is changed. Time management is required. Organizational skills are required in order to maintain the parent's personal life, professional life, as well as their life with the child. So another major change that takes place is that the major time and energy, especially of the mother, is spent on looking after the child rather than the marital relationship between the husband and the wife. Then the couple, both of them, they are trying to nurture the child, and their attention is directed towards the child and not towards each other like it used to be before the child was born. This is a stage when the risk of divorce is also very high at times. So, which means special skills are required to keep a balance between the relationship as well as on looking after the child. Looking at transition in gender roles, we see that the transition is seen more significantly and more clearly in case of the mother's role. It affects the father less, but it affects the mother quite a lot in many ways. For mothers, infant care, in addition to household responsibilities, is a major burden. If there is no support available from the family or from the husband, things become quite difficult. On the other hand, men also feel the responsibility, but their major responsibility is at the workplace. So they give some time to the child also, but not as much as the mother has to give. The father may neglect at times the mother as well as the child, and he may not be able to give the time attention that they deserve. So parenthood is one thing, but we see that in parenthood, we see there is motherhood and there is fatherhood. And the roles of the mother and the father may be different, and their responsibilities are definitely different. Of course, sharing is required. From the very beginning, in the socialization process, every girl, or at least most girls, are told that their ultimate is to become a mother. So ultimate fulfillment for a woman is becoming a mother. And being a mother means that she is going to reproduce the new generation, she is going to teach and train the new generation, and she is going to look after the new generation in that society. Becoming a mother involves different attributes, all soft attributes: love, sacrifice, devotion, attention, nurturance, affection, and also the need for support from the husband. So we see that although mother is performing a very big job, that is looking after a child, giving birth to a child and looking after the child so that he or she is safe, is a major task in which she needs the help from the husband and from the family. But most nuclear families do not have other family members, as we know. Therefore, the husband's support is very important. We also see that in the past many years, many decades, especially after the 1950s, more and more women have joined the workforce. More and more women are working outside the home. So we see that the demographics of motherhood have also changed. Women have been achieving high educational goals and professional goals. They are becoming more and more career-oriented, which means their profession and their workplace also needs time. So we used to talk about women who have dual responsibility, but now we talk about women who have triple responsibility. That is the household, the children, and the profession. Economic independence, as a result of this attitude, is growing on part of women. So women are becoming more independent economically, more self-reliant, earning members of the family. But we see that with this, motherhood trends have also changed. Late motherhood is taking place. Women usually do not get married now at a very early age. They want to establish themselves as professionals, as earning members, and then they decide to get married, which means they might have children in their 30s, whereas it used to be that women used to have children in their 20s or even before that. This brings along change patterns of childcare and upbringing also. Feminist values or principles, consciously or unconsciously, are being taught to the children. Children are told and they are learning when their mothers are working and when they belong to nuclear families and egalitarian families, that egalitarian values are good values. Therefore, they learn to respect the roles and responsibilities of their mothers. But at the same time, we see that fatherhood, that has also changing trends, and fatherhood is also changing, just like the trends of motherhood have changed.